Thanks for joining me today. This is Danny, and welcome back to my Real Tech series. Today we are going to continue playing with Steve's carts. Today we're going to start setting up a mining system with Steve's carts. It's going to be quite a bit more complicated than the tree farm that we did last time. I don't know about quite a bit, but it's definitely going to be more complicated than the tree farm. And it's also going to be more expensive. It's going to take more time and it's going to take more resources to get everything set up and working. But I think it's going to be worth it in the long run. It'll be bringing in all the resources that we're going to be using in order to get it running. So probably the most expensive part of this is going to be the drill. I'm starting out with a basic drill. Eventually, I'd like to upgrade to the hardened drill, but it's quite expensive and we're not quite there yet. So hopefully this will help us get enough resources for us to do that. So I'm going to actually get all the bits and pieces together that we need, and I'll craft them off camera, and then I'll show you as we put them together in our cart assembler. Railer. In order to make the railer, we do need tracks, and since we have Railcraft installed, the track recipe is modified. We have to do the standard rails, which is just 6 iron ingots makes 8 standard rails, and then probably the hardest part is the wooden rail beds, because we have to make the 4 wood tiles, which require creosote oil. So fortunately, we've already started with immersive engineering, so we had creosote oil from our coke oven, but of course you can also use the coke oven from Railcraft, and it'll get you the same thing. The creosote bucket didn't work. For whatever reason, that wasn't working for us, so I just used bottles, because there's 2 recipes for it. There's one with a creosote bottle, and there's one with a creosote bucket, and yeah, it wouldn't take that one. Maybe because it's looking for the Railcraft one, and it seems like it. You can also use the carpenter from forestry. If you have creosote oil in the carpenter, then you just need the 3 wood, and then you don't end up wasting bottles, because it does consume the bottle. But in the end, you end up with 32 tracks. Here's our parts. We've got a standard hull, so this is the same hull we used last time. It's the iron one, basically. Not terribly expensive, just a lot of iron. Then we have a coal engine. Can we do R here? Yes, we can. Which is just a couple pistons and a furnace, not terribly expensive. And then, of course, we saw the drill already. This is the basic drill. It's not terribly cheap. It's actually the second tier. There's also an iron drill. This one's going to last a little longer, and I think it's going to be a little faster too, perhaps. And it'll do a 3x3 area. Then we have the railer. That's this, and that's the one we needed the tracks for. The railer will allow this guy to place tracks as it goes along so that it can go in places where no other carts have gone before. And then we have the bridge builder, which again will allow it to go in places where no other carts have gone before, because it will build bridges over like ravines or things like that, or places that it can't otherwise pass, or even like lava. And then we have torch placers. That's these guys on the side. Those are going to place torches, and we can tell it when to place the torches, like at what light level, so that it won't have a bunch of dark torches. And especially since we have hardcore darkness installed, we're going to want that. Otherwise, we're never going to be able to find this guy. And then I have a bunch of storages, so I figure we're going to want a lot of storage in this guy. I could only put a top chest on it. I couldn't put the side chests on it because of the torch placers. I couldn't put a front chest on it because of the drill. So I ended up doing 3 internal storages. Now these are more expensive and they don't hold as much stuff. More expensive as far as modular cost and time. And then we have a height controller, which will allow us to tell the cart at what height it should go to. In combination with the railer, and the drill, it will actually drill down until it reaches that height that we specify. And we'll see how that works in a bit. It's actually pretty cool because it shows you ores and everything as you're going through the height levels. And then we have liquid sensors. That's what these guys are. Those are going to detect lava, so that we don't have to worry about our cart burning up in lava if it hits any. So then I'm just going to click assemble, and you saw it's going to take about a half hour. So we're going to have 30 minutes of dead air in the video now. So here we go. Just kidding. I put a hopper on the top with coal. You have to put it on the top. Yeah, I tried putting it on the side. That doesn't work. The hopper has to be on top, and so that it keeps the coal filled up so that we don't run out of fuel. So and then in the end, I had it all full, so we'll be able to see exactly how much coal this thing required. So while we're waiting for that, and we will be waiting for quite some time, well, I will be, you won't be, because I'm going to cut it, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's going to be done, and you're going to be like, oh, it's done already. But in the meantime, we're going to set up our environment. Of course, we're going to need a bunch of rails. I made some wooden rails because they're cheap. It's just wood and sticks, and it works fine. The wooden rails, minecarts travel a little bit more slowly on them than they do on the metal rails, but, you know, we don't care about that. And these are self-powered. I am out of iron. Steve's carts. Oh, crap. Oh, I didn't take any damage. Phew. Steve's carts ate up all my iron once again. So here I am mining, just like last time. But, of course, you know, once we get this up and running, we should have iron pouring in like crazy. Is this thing almost done? 2 minutes left. Hooray! So here's what we're going to need out in the field. Not that. That was a crafting ingredient. We're going to need a module toggler. We'll see what that is in a bit. We're going to need 2 cargo managers. We could possibly get by with 1, but 2 cargo managers is going to make this a little bit easier. And we could even use more than that. We're going to need 1 advanced detector rail and 1 detector rail. Unfortunately, I had to make 16 because that's the recipe. And then a bunch of tracks, like I said before. Hooray, it's done. There's our modular cart. We're actually going to be making another one. I don't have enough iron yet, so let's just get this thing set up first. Set this up near the tree farm, just because we're going to need coal from the tree farm, and I think if I set it up over there, that'll make it easy for us to kind of automate the transfer of coal from the tree farm to here. So here's our coal engine. Obviously we're going to put coal in there, and as soon as we put coal in there, actually why don't we just turn that off right now so that we can do that. I didn't bring any coal with, but whatever. I'm going to go get some coal. And then we have our railer, which has 3 stacks. Good. So we can put it. No! Oh. That sucks. It doesn't take the wooden tracks. That really sucks. Okay. Alright, whatever. So there's our railer. Our bridge builder, we're going to give that wood. I need to get a lot more wood for that. Our torch placer, probably going to give that torches, right? And then we can set the threshold. So I found that the sweet spot is 2. So that means that it's going to place a torch, well, 2 torches actually, 1 on each side. As soon as the light level gets down to 2, then it'll place torches. Then we have all of our storage. We've got our 3 internal storage, and then our top chest, which you can see opens whenever we do this. And then we have our height controller. Unfortunately, we can't type into that, and we can't click and drag. We have to click and hold on this. Or actually, we can't even click and hold. We just have to click, 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 until we get down. And as you can see, it's showing us what ores exist. So we've got iron. We've got whatever that is, and we've got gold, we've got lapis, we've got emerald, but I don't think we have emerald here. And then you can see the lapis got darker here, so that means we're reaching the peak of lapis, and then here's our diamond, and this is right about where we're going to want to be, level 12. So I'm going to stand on this side so that it stops when it's facing in this direction. Okay, so now we've got everything set. I want to give it tracks, and then enable the drill. And now it should start drilling down. Yeah. Nice. And it should start building a 3x3 tunnel. Very nice. Very nice. And then when it reaches a light level of 2 or less, it'll place torches. You can see our chests are filling up with stuff. Wildflowers and seeds. And of course dirt and all that. Oh, that's right. I need to get more wood in there for bridge building. Good thing we've got a tree farm right here. Turn our light level on. We'll see. It reached light level 2, so as soon as it passes that block, it's going to place torches. Hooray! It places them way back, though. But I was playing around with it, and I found that that's just the right level, so that you don't end up with anything below 7 or below 8. When it runs out of track, it's going to turn around and come back. I want to have a loop up here. Probably about like this. And on one side of this loop, we're going to have a advanced detector rail, which is basically going to stop the cart. If we don't place it next to any other blocks or anything, it's going to stop the cart until it reaches a redstone signal. So over here, we are going to have a detector rail. And we're going to have a detector rail and a piece of redstone going across here. So, because we're going to have two carts in this setup, and when one cart comes around the corner here, it's going to stop here until the next cart stops there. So we'll only have one cart down there at a time, and you'll see what we're going to use the other cart for in a second. It's going to have a different function. We're going to have a cargo manager here, and we're going to have another one probably here. Yeah, that would be a good place for that. This one is going to be for coal, or that's actually going to be charcoal once we get this all automated, and that's going to be on the red side, send charcoal. So from the cargo manager to the cart's engine, it's going to be loading up charcoal. This one is going to be doing two things. It's going to be, let's see, on the blue side, it is going to be picking up things from the railers. It's also going to be picking up things. Oh wait, we want to change this to also to be the blue side. It's going to be picking up stuff from the storage slots. And then on this side, that's the yellow side, we're going to be just loading the railer. And that's it. And then we're going to have to pipe stuff out of here. That's a problem. So it looks like the lava caused a fire. And the fire ended the rail. It's trying to come back now. Darn it. Well, that was an ordeal. I ended up breaking the cart, and it was a big mess, and it took me a while to clean it up. So we're back. I've disabled the drill for now until we get it started. Here's what I want to do, because I want this tunnel to be one more block high. So what I want to do is that, and then I'm going to leave that like that, and it should, when I turn the drill back on, it should end up drilling into here and then picking up all these tracks and placing them down one block lower. Also, I've discovered that you can use stone for the bridge builder. You cannot use cobblestone, but you can use stone, and you can use stone bricks. We only have one track left, but I think that'll be enough. Oh, wait a minute, I just made some tracks. We finally got enough creosote oil, so I could make another batch of tracks. Okay, I've got it stuck behind me, and then I'm going to turn the drill on. And then I'm going to get out of the way. There we go. Nice, so it's just going to bring it down one more level, which will make our tunnel a little bit higher. Oh, it's not picking up the tracks? What? Alright, whatever. It's not picking up the tracks, so I'm going to have to pick them up. Okay, I finally got this the way I want it. And now I'm going to set up this module toggler. We have to place down an advanced detector rail here. And then I'm going to put the module toggler there. Cold. And then we can toggle all the different modules on and off as the cart passes this particular spot. So all we want to do is take the drill and say when we're heading in the blue direction, where the arrow's pointing, we want to enable the drill. When we're heading in the orange direction, or actually it looks more like yellow, but it's called orange, then we want to enable the drill. I mean disable the drill, because we don't want the drill on when it's up there. We don't want it to be breaking down our stuff. So we just toggle through this until we get orange, disable, blue, enable. So this is toggle toggle. Okay, so orange, deactivate, blue, activate. That's what we want. So orange, deactivate, blue, activate. So I actually broke this track so that we can test this out first. And it has no tracks. Right now the drill is should be enabled. So let's see what happens. So we're going to turn that on. So it's going to pass that thing. Now if we look, we should see that the drill is disabled because it's giving us the option to enable it. So when it passes it again in this direction, it should now be enabled. Yes. Perfect. Nice. Now, this is also going to be used with our other cart, but we'll get to that in a bit. We can just send this guy back home for now, because now we have to go back and make another cart. I was able to do this with a wooden hull, because we only have a few things to do here, and the complexity is only 26. The wooden hull only has a complexity of 50 with a cap of 15, and none of these items, well, the coal engine is 15. None of them go over 15. So, and this is only going to take 2 minutes. Hooray. Actually, we never did see how much. So we used almost 2 stacks of coal for the last one. This one's probably going to be quite a bit less. Almost done. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! So this guy is going to serve one function for us, and that is to remove tracks. So this is where the mining is going to start. And as it turns out, this guy will reset itself when it passes the module toggler, even though there isn't a module in here for track remover. So it's going to go to the end of the track, and then it's going to come back and remove tracks. Oh, it's probably not going to remove those wood ones, is it? Let's see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't remove the move, but you can see it stopped removing tracks after it passed that thing. Crap. Let's catch up with this guy. But you can see they're in the thing. He's carrying the tracks with him. Racia! Okay, one more thing we have to do to complete our build. We need to put the advanced detector rails, or actually there's 2 more things. Put the advanced detector rails on either side of this, so that the cargo manager will stop the train, or will stop the cart, and do what it's supposed to do based on what we had set earlier. And that is that when it comes in, so it's going to come up here from the mines, and the first thing it's going to hit is the blue side of this cargo manager, at which point it's going to dump the contents of its cart into the cargo manager and the contents of the railers. So I have these both set to blue, and then it's going to cross over this detector rail, which is, oh, I don't have my, is there any redstone in here? There is, look at that. It's going to cross over this detector rail, which is going to cause that cart to go. And then it's going to hit the cargo manager and pick up some fuel, which we are soon going to have coming from another set of automation that we're going to have, bringing fuel from here to here. Actually, I'm just going to throw that coal coke in there. And then it's going to come over here, and it's going to sit on that detector rail until the other train comes back. And then, once the other train comes back, and that one stops here, this one is going to go here to the cargo manager, and on the yellow side, it's going to pick up the rails. We have to kind of queue up the area that we want them to mine. They're not going to mine automatically, like forever. They're not, because, well, they could, I guess. They could go in a single direction. But if we want them to mine out an area down here, basically what's going to happen is if we do that and that, the first time it comes down, it's going to set a track down, and then it's going to go off in this direction until it runs out of track. It's going to come back and go back upstairs and set the other one down. So then the track picker-upper thing is going to come down here, and it's going to follow that track all the way to the end, and then it's going to pick up all the tracks until it gets here. And then since this thing does a 3x3, if we place tracks like this, it's going to end up mining out this entire area. And we can do the same thing on this side, and maybe even go a little further. We can go as far as we want with this. And the more tracks we give the train, or the more tracks we give the cart, the further it's going to go along in each oh crap. Oh crap. Oh, we need a detector rail here too. Advanced detector rail, and we need to put some fuel in. Stand on this side, make sure it doesn't go that way. Give this guy a little fuel, and he should move forward, dropping stuff off. Nothing to drop off. This guy is picking up rails. Although there was nothing in there to pick up, but whatever. Okay. So he comes down here. He should turn. Okay, so he turned that way. Oh, this might be a problem. What? It took down a torch. Only to replace it again. Nice. I don't know what's going to happen when it hits that water, though. What? Oh, it was smart enough to leave that block. Okay, so it ran out of things, and so now it's going to go back upstairs. So let's see if we can beat it up there. Without overheating. What the heck? Okay, so now it should drop its stuff off. Everything. Okay. Dropped off tracks. But there weren't any. So now this guy's going to go down and pick up all the tracks that the other guy just laid down. Here we go. And because he's picking that one up, the other one is not going to go in that direction anymore. And by the way, it left that iron block there because if it would have picked it up, it would have caused this water to flow and break things. So it's smart enough to do that because we have the water sensor, or the fluid sensor, or whatever it's called, the liquid sensor installed on that one. Okay, so now we should see this guy come and drop off the tracks. There we go. And this guy should pick him up. Yay! Yay! Look at that! Awesome! I'm definitely going to give this guy some more rails so that he can go further. Oh, here we go again. This one's removing the tracks. Nice. Hooray! And that one's going to go up and the other one should come down shortly thereafter. So first it's going to drop off the tracks. Had it picked up. This one's going to pick up the rest of them. I actually gave it a lot more tracks now too. So it's got 45 tracks. So it's going to go a lot further. In fact, we actually might run into a little bit of trouble because we don't have a chunk loader on it. That is something you can add as a chunk loader. Of course, let's see, 45 blocks. That would be about... It's less than 3 chunks, so it should be fine. But as you can see, it's going right next to the trail that it had before because we put these 3 spaces apart. It does from the top down, so when it hits gravel, it ends up getting it all. So over here I'm going to do the same thing we did at the other place. I'm going to set a detector station down here, and I'm going to put an advanced detector rail on top of it. And we are going to say state is storage completely empty. So that way it will only let them pass this detector rail if their storage is completely empty, just like we did over here. Because they're supposed to be dropping off all their stuff in this cargo manager. If they reach this point and their storage is not completely empty, that means that the cargo manager is full. So we don't want it to continue mining if it doesn't have anywhere to put its stuff. Otherwise it will start voiding resources if all of its internal storages are full. Look what I just got. I think I got it from a zombie I just killed. An enchanted scroll from Enchanting Plus. Mending. Nice. That means that I can start making mending books. Very nice. I know it kind of defeats the purpose of having automation for me to be sitting down here watching this. But it's so fun. Ooh, yellow right. I just want to see what happens when it goes over this lava. And I also want to watch it get the diamonds. Actually, those diamonds are too low. But the other nice thing about this is it's going to expose all kinds of stuff for us. So as we get more advanced, I mean, we'll probably get a better drill on this thing. In fact, if we get the advanced drills, then we'll be able to control the size of the hole that it does, and we'll have more control over that. And of course the durability will be more, but the durability on this is actually pretty good. We're still at 99%. Oh, I better. Nice. Diamonds. Just have a hopper going into the drawer controller, and then I've got these drawers locked. We've got a large drawer to hold the oak. We've got small drawers to hold the saplings and apples. And oh, we already locked it. And then I've got a void upgrade. Ta-da! Once we get 8 stacks of saplings and apples, they'll just get voided. So when this barrel gets full, then it'll start backing up, which is fine. And then when it backs up and fills this inventory up, then the tree farm will stop when it reaches this. Our charcoal automation is complete. It's a little messy and vanilla looking, but it works. All I'm using are hoppers and hopper ducts. With the hopper duct mod, the only problem with them is that they each hold a stack of of the item. So that means we're gonna have quite a buffer down here, but that's okay. Once this buffer backs up and we start filling up our drawer, it's not really gonna matter anymore. It's just gonna take a while to fill it up because we've got a hopper coming out of this drawer that has charcoal in it. It's a graded hopper. It's only allowing charcoal because we might have other things in the other areas. And it's filled with dirt. So you can put dirt or whatever in a graded hopper and it will not let it through, but it'll prevent it from filling up the entire hopper. Then we've got a hopper duct here going into the furnace. So on the left side of the furnace, which means that the charcoal that comes through the hopper duct is going to end up going into this bottom slot in the furnace. And then we've got a hopper going directly from the basic drawer into the top of the furnace, and that has the oak wood. Again, I filled it up with dirt so that we only are wasting 1 stack of oak as a buffer. And of course, the furnace won't accept dirt, so that works fine. So that's how we're making our charcoal, and then the charcoal gets output into this hopper. Why is it stuck there? Oh, what? Oh, there's dirt in there. Okay. Where did that dirt come from? I don't know, but whatever. Okay, so that it comes out down here. Actually, we should fill this. Oh no, we can't fill it. That's where that dirt came from. We can't fill this up with dirt because it is not a graded hopper, but we can easily change it into a graded hopper. So I may do that so that we don't end up having 4 stacks of charcoal down here. Although it doesn't matter because this thing will only start filling up after this drawer becomes completely full. So we've got hopper ducts here heading back into the drawer controller, which is going to end up sending it into this drawer because all these drawers are locked. This is the only one that will accept charcoal. So once this chain gets filled up, then we'll start seeing charcoal in that drawer. So then there's also a graded hopper down here that accepts charcoal filled with dirt. That's heading off in that direction, and that's under this hopper duct. So that's going to act like a vanilla hopper, where basically it'll let half the stuff through this way and about half of it through that way. Unless, if this is full, then it's all going to go in this direction. So it's going to follow all these hopper ducts, and the hopper ducts can go uphill, which is really what makes them nice, and up into the cargo manager. So you can see our cargo manager is already filling up with charcoal. I filled the rest of it with cobble because we really only need you know, that much charcoal in there, since we already have a buffer here. As you can see, our thing has stopped here, and that's because this cargo manager is full. So once I take the inventory out of here, our mining will start working again. But before I do that, I want to do something about cobblestone and other such things. And I'm thinking, I have a void drawer over here. I have the void drawer that's taking our oak saplings and our apples. So somehow I want to get that stuff over here. This thing is getting drained of cobblestone and diorite, since those seem to be the two things that we're getting the most of. Here's what I've got. Pretty much what you would expect. I've got a graded hopper up there that's just pulling cobblestone and diorite, and then I've got a bunch of hopper ducts here. I'm not worried about wasting resources because, you know, I'm not worried about these backing up, because the only thing that's getting pulled over here are things in the void drawer. So these two things will be voided, so those hopper ducts will never fill up. I guess the only question is whether or not the hoppers will be able to keep up with the mining. I think they will. I mean, there's enough time that passes from the time that it leaves till the time it comes back. I mean, right now it's full because, you know, it's done several trips. 3 diamonds, hooray. A little bit of gold, iron, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's exposed down there. But I'm gonna grab, okay, I've got my wooden rails. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this thing around so that it heads that way now. And then it'll be going into chunks that are loaded, so we won't have to worry about chunks unloading on us. I might as well take those. I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, if you do have any questions about Steve's carts or anything else, or if you have any comments or whatever, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Or if you just want to say hello or whatever. I do enjoy chatting with you guys. And of course, if you did enjoy this, don't forget to click the like button and to join me next time. Thanks for watching.